you'll find a place many Canadians don't even know exists. It's the world's largest freshwater island, but even more spectacular is the special place nestled within.
I get the goosebumps when I think of it.
Meet Shirley Hamilton. Manitoulin Island has been her mission field for years. Known for its natural beauty, it has captured many hearts, but it was the people and the stories that captured Shirley's.
This is Monument Hill, and when I first came here, I would look at this cross on the monument, and I was reminded of Jesus crying over the city of Jerusalem, and I would think of Jesus standing here on Monument Hill, doing the same for Wiki. My heart was broken. And coming to Manitoulin Island in the summertime at first, and then having to go home after a week or two, and the tears would just start flowing. And I began to feel responsible, for these dear people I really came to love.
You see, this island is also home to the Wikwemikong Indian Unceded Reserve. Having never relinquished their land title to the Canadian government, Wiki, as it is affectionately called, is owned and operated by an Indigenous governing body. So when Shirley and her husband Richard arrived over 20 years ago, they were virtual strangers to the community, but they felt that sharing the love of Jesus with the Wiki people was what they were meant to do. But that would take some time. Outsiders had been here before, and scars were still healing.
One of my dear friends here said, you know how we feel as Native people? You know when you go to a picnic and you have a paper plate, and when you're done with the hot dog and the baked beans and everything, what does your paper plate look like? And what do you do with it? You throw it in the garbage. That's what we feel like as Native people. But since I've come to Christ, I realize He wants me to be a fine china plate, and that makes all the difference in the world.
Determined to spread that message of love, Shirley and Richard visited regularly, simply forming relationships, and eventually started running summer camps on a number of reserves, including Wiki. But after 3 years of ministry, Shirley's life was shattered when Richard lost his fight with cancer and passed away. Her loss was felt by the whole community, but it didn't stop her from reaching out to the people she loved on Manitoulin Island.
And I continued on visiting the reserves, and I began to realize that God was birthing something in my spirit. And then I had this sense that I should write a letter to the chief at Wikwemikong and just state that, we come 1 week in the summertime with a day camp, but is there any way we can come on a more permanent basis and minister to the children? And to my surprise, he wrote back.
Shirley was asked to attend a chief and council meeting, and by the end they had voted to allow her to rent a building in town, a privilege rarely given to outsiders. Soon she turned it into an outreach for the community she so loved, calling it Daystar.
One of the counselors said, Daystar, that's like a Anishinaabeg word, an Indian word. And that's like the morning star, the Daystar coming up from the east, and it's bringing us light and understanding. I thought, you've got it. That's what it's all about, to bring that kind of light and hope to people who are in need,
And that's exactly what it's become.
And it's just a wonderful safe haven for the people of the community. We run programming for all different ages, from little children through the elders, and we have a clothing depot for the reserve to access, and then we get very involved in the community as well. So it's really like a pioneer frontline kind of organization in Native communities.
A safe place for many of the kids who have nowhere to go after school, Daystar is a home away from home for many.
The kids will burst into the front doors after school and say, hey, I'm home, or they'll come in and say, oh, this is a safe place, a happy place.
Do you like it here? Do you like coming here?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
We learn about God and stuff.
So if Daystar wasn't here, what would you end up doing? Where would you go?
I don't know. Go for